This here is the Sirui Jupiter 35mm T2 full frame macro cine lens, and in this video I will be reviewing and testing it out and telling you a bit about why I enjoy using this cine lens. While building my Red Komodo cinema rig, I was searching for a cine lens that would provide me with a sharp image and also cover a full frame sensor just in case I would ever need to use this lens on a full frame camera. I was about to buy another lens, but then I noticed the Sirui Jupiter 35mm cine lens. What attracted me to this lens was a superpower that other cine lenses or any normal photography lenses would battle with, and that is that this lens is also a macro lens. As a wildlife filmmaker, I can't tell you how many times I've been filming out in the wild and I've come across a small animal like a snake or lizard that I would like to film, but by the time I get out my macro lens and I have the camera set up, the animal has already disappeared. The mere fact that I could use this lens as my main lens and quickly get some sharp macro shots here and there without needing to buy an additional macro lens really appeals to me. This lens has a maximum aperture of T2, which has allowed me to film with the Red Komodo at nighttime, and surprisingly the quality of the footage was usable even in very low light conditions. For shooting outdoors, you will need to purchase an ND filter or a variable ND filter to achieve that shallow depth of field look at T2 during daylight conditions. You will also need to purchase a 92mm to 82mm step down ring to be able to attach a 82mm ND filter or variable ND filter to the front of this lens. This is my only gripe about this lens, and I didn't find it as straightforward to know what step down ring I needed to buy and where to buy one. And when I was at B&H in New York, I actually couldn't find the one that I was looking for, and I ordered the wrong one by accident. And they had every step down and step up ring except a step down ring from 92mm to 82mm, which I did find quite frustrating. The focal distance and iris marks are displayed on both the left and the right side of the lens and are measured in both feet and meters. This is handy if you have an assistant camera operator pulling focus for you. The build quality of this lens is what you would expect from a lens that costs about $1,000, and it feels solid and sturdy. It's a heavy lens compared to most photography lenses and weighs 1,135 grams with the EF to RF adapter and around 100 grams less without the adapter. There are a lot of cheaper lenses on the market that claim to be cine lenses, but they are really just rehoused photography lenses, and for that reason you will battle to have the same amount of control as you would have with more expensive cine lenses. For me, what makes cine lenses different from photography lenses is the focus ring that allows you to slowly rotate without suddenly shifting focus backwards and forwards in a hurry. Cheaper lenses like the Rokinon cine lenses do have beautiful glass for the price that you pay, but I have always found them harder to focus with. What separates the Sirui Jupiter cine lens from cheaper cine lenses is that the lens focus ring rotates up to 200 degrees. This makes it far more predictable to manually focus on moving people or animals and keep your subjects in focus. I would far rather buy a lens that is easy to use and is double the price than a cheaper lens if it means that I will enjoy using it, instead of constantly fighting to keep things in focus. The image quality of this lens is pleasant to my eyes and provides a smooth feel to it, almost like a vintage photography lens, but not too soft and still controllable. But it definitely doesn't have that digital feel to it with sharp edges. This lens does have quite a bit of vignetting, But on the Red Komodo Super 35 sensor, I didn't notice it in my images, and it's not something that I'm too concerned about. This lens also has a smoother and softer bokeh compared to most photography lenses. This lens has a huge amount of flaring, and it is something to consider when planning your shots. If this is something that you would like to use creatively, well then you will enjoy using this lens, but if this is something that you try to minimize, then you might have to use a matte box or shoot away from the light to minimize flaring. I personally found the flaring to be soft and natural looking, which works well with the outdoor and nature filmmaking that I do. The minimum focus distance in this lens is outstanding, and you will be able to focus on subjects up to 24mm or less than an inch from the front of your camera, which is so close that the lens will probably be too close to your subject and cast a shadow over it. This is phenomenal for macro shots, and it will allow you to be very creative with your shot designs and get up very close without needing to swap for a macro lens. If you were to buy this lens just as a macro lens, then you probably wouldn't be too disappointed. In conclusion, if you are looking to buy a budget cine lens that's around $1,000, then you really can't get better value for money than the Sirui Jupiter 35mm T2 full-frame macro cine lens. And if you're looking for that smooth vintage feel in your images, then this lens is an amazing lens for the job. Definitely my favorite feature of this lens is its ability to film macro shots without me needing to carry around an extra macro lens just in case. If you enjoyed this review of the Sirui Jupiter 35mm T2 full-frame macro lens, then give this video a like and let me know in the comments what you think about this lens. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, then do so. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you can receive further notifications from my YouTube channel. If you would like to support my YouTube channel, then you can head over to Patreon and subscribe to help fund my wildlife documentaries and YouTube tutorials. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.